This video is brought to you by the Farmer Klein YouTube channel. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Hey everybody, and welcome back to another Map First Impressions video. Today we're going to take a look at the Plantation. But first, this video is brought to you by Thor Rasmussen. Thank you for being a farm baron. Now this map can be found over the farmingsimulator.com website or the in-game mod hub. And as of the 1.0 release, this map is available for all platforms. Now let's read a little bit of the description. It says the Plantation is a large tree farm operation in the United States. Get ready to experience forestry on a tree farm in the United States. Okay, terrain is fairly smooth with some hills and mounds. So as of the 1.0 release, this map is available for all platforms. And I will say that we're only really going to need to activate one mod. Take a look at this map. Now, this map does not have a seasons mask, nor does it have a custom soil map. Map loads up pretty slick because, well, to be pretty honest with you, it is a fairly basic forestry map. So here we are, load up at our map start point, and there is indeed the American flag. I will have to say that that is pretty much the only thing that is going to give you any sort of indication that this is an American map because, well, all you see are trees. For as far as you can see, all you see are trees, as one might expect on a tree farm. A very, very large tree farm. Let's go ahead and take a look at the map. We are loaded up here in new farmer mode. So if we take a look at the lands area, you'll see that we have one giant plot in front of the kind of tree farm operation. That is $1.679 million. And we also already own the typical unbuyable land, which is kind of the sell point, the roads, and this building over here off to the side, which basically is just there. There's no trigger. Not really sure why it's there other than to be a place for you to maybe put something down like a placeable sell point. So if you sold this, it's $1 million. If you load this map up in Farm Manager or start from scratch, you own no land whatsoever, but you do own the starting equipment, which we will be getting to in a little bit. Look at some of the other plots. We have kind of some starter plots here right in front of our starting area. $133,000, $155,000. And we quickly move up into larger plots, $1.2 million, $3 million, 2.2, $3.6 million. Now we could also buy the river for $245,000. That includes a couple little plots and up here, interesting enough. Then we have various other areas scattered around the map. So we have one main sell point available on this map. So really, if you're going to be doing anything other than forestry, you're going to need to put down your own sell points for everything else. Take a look at our starting equipment. As one might expect, we start with a fairly decent list of forestry equipment, and that is all. There are no animals. There's no animal pins on the map. And since there are no fields, there are going to be no contracts also available. Let's take a look at that starting equipment. We start out with the New Holland T5 120, the Lizard Warrior Semi, the Komatsu 9931XC Tree Harvester, the Komatsu 875 Tree Forwarder. We have the Manitou kind of telehandler here, front loader. We have the Timber Runner Timber Trailer. And we have our stump grinder, log fork, front weight, and that is it. There are no custom placeables on this particular map, so we don't really need to look there. And, well, let's do a little bit of a tour. So we start out with our tree harvesting equipment, kind of outside the gate here. And when I was doing my first reconnaissance tour of the map, I saw these two dump stations, and I thought, oh, do have sell points on the map, but they're not marked on the PDA. What I was thinking. Turns out, no. These are just dump grates. They're not actually dump triggers of any sort. These are way stations. So we have a way station in, and we have a way station. I guess we have a way station out, then we have a way station in. Other equipment is inside the gate here. We have our telehandler and our semi. We're here beside this building, well as our fuel point. Oddly enough, our log sell point is way over here all by itself. Here we have the log sell point. Our vehicle shop, buy, sell, trade, repair trigger is right over here. There's the vehicle shop icon and that trigger. And then way over here, where you kind of would maybe think that we would also have a log trigger, we have a typical sawmill building. And this is where we have our wood chip trigger. Round back. Then our New Holland and our stump grinder is parked up there. And that is pretty much the tour. I'm going to go ahead and get set up for flyover. I'm going to fly over the map. And I have to say, this may be one of the shortest map videos in the channel, because there really isn't that much more to show. Do a little bit of altitude here, and the first thing you may notice is we have the return of the 2D forested map border. Really had hoped that we would have seen the last of that in Farm Sim 17. I know it showed up a few random other times in Farm Sim 19, but it is very, very evident here. So what is the plantation map like? Well, it, for the most part, is very ordered rows of trees laid out in various shaped and sized plots. So just in front of us, we have two plots that are kind of our start, our cheap land at the start, and they are the pretty much the shortest trees on the map, which I have to say is a little bit of creativity in that we have basically, you know, we cleared this and then we replanted all the trees. So all these trees are at the same growth stage. All these trees are in the same growth stage. For the most part, these trees right out front are all in the same big growth stage, all planted fairly straight in rows. And the same can be said for all of the other plots. We do have, for some of the plots, we have them marked off with barbed wire fencing, which is nice. Kind of have a general idea. But you also have a good general idea of which plot is which based on the size of the trees in each given area. Swing on back. I was going to attempt to count the number of trees on the map by basically bringing the map into Giants Editor and trying to locate the top number of each tree's growth stage and count them all up, but they seem to be all kind of jumbled around. They were all sorted by map plot, and then they had different size trees associated with each plot, so it was pretty difficult to get that count. So I decided to basically give up on that and just say, well, there's a whole heck of a lot of trees. Now, this area here would be prime for carving up into actual farmland had we actually had sell points and animal dealers and other such on the map. Now, of course, you could place your own down should you wish, or if you put in the more trees mod, then this might be an area that you might want to put more trees down. We do have kind of a smattering, kind of here and there, these little trees to see. Might be, nope, they do indeed have a collision on them. So, I mean, what would be really cool for maps like these is if these trees actually progressed through growth stages. But as we know, trees placed on the map do not grow. They pretty much stay in the growth stage that they are in from the very start. But it would be nice to see if it could happen that these trees could progress through the various growth stages as you played on the map, and then you could literally, you know, work on the trees that were at the max growth stage, clear that area. While you're clearing that area, the other trees are growing, and basically then you move on to the next area. You can replant the trees, and then truly have a replenishable, sustainable tree farm. But that's not how it's going to really work here in this Farm Sim 19. So here we are on the northern side of the map, on the other side of the river. Make our way around a little bit. And the north side of the map is a little bit hillier than the area south of the river. And we have these big areas like this one with fairly short trees. So you're not going to be getting a ton of money off of this plot. You're going to be doing an awful lot of work, but not an awful lot of money gained, because you're not going to be getting an awful lot of wood out of these shorter trees. And again, since they don't grow, you're going to have this diminishing returns. Now, let's go over here and just check out this one building. I said it's been placed here, but there's no triggers. So other than it being pure decorative, I have no idea what its function is, other than to potentially be a sell point or a animal buy point or whatever, should you so wish to put those in. And that is this area right here. Take a look at the F5 button. You're going to see no trigger markers anywhere to be found here. Nothing comes up on the PDA. So as best I can tell, it is purely just decorative. So guys, that is it. That is the plantation. Let me know what you think about these kind of pure forestry maps. And this one in particular, I'm not sure. Just doesn't really ring a bell for me. Even somebody to get out and clear the land and make a go of it, it just seems a bit, I don't know, just not my type of map. So guys, until next time, happy farming.